Oh God, may your word become life in our lives. Oh Dios, que tu palabra sea hecha vida en nuestras vidas. Amen. Please be seated. St. Stephen's has been the deacon at my side every time I preside in my parish. San Esteban ha sido el diácono que ha estado a mi lado cada vez que he presidido en la Eucaristía en mi parroquia. We don't have an ordained deacon at St. Albans, where I serve as an assistant priest, but every time I am presiding at the altar table, I look at my right, and there he is, only 3 feet from where I am in a glass window, the image of St. Stephen's. He has a golden crown above his head, a red dalmatic, a gospel book in one hand, and a palm leaf in the other. St. Stephen's, the most prominent deacon of the early church, by my side, deaconing in spirit at the altar table at St. Albans. No tenemos un diácono ordenado en San Albano, donde trabajo, pero cada vez que presido en la Eucaristía, miro a mi derecha y veo el vitral con la imagen de San Esteban. Él ha sido espiritualmente el diácono que me acompaña cada domingo. Every time I preside, I look at my right and check for my deacon's companion. And St. Stephen is just the visible figure, but deep in my heart, what I see, what I feel, is the diocesan deacon community, and especially you, 10, who are going to be ordained today, right by my side, in spiritual presence, together with the angels and archangels and the whole company of heavens, serving the people of God around the table and being part of the eternal banquet of God for all. Cuando veo a San Esteban en el vitral, él es solo la figura visible, pero lo que siento es la presencia de la comunidad de diáconos de la diócesis y especialmente de ustedes, los 10 que serán ordenados hoy, junto con los ángeles y arcángeles alrededor de la mesa del banquete de Dios. Your presence is transformative. Su presencia es transformadora. You make me a better priest. Ustedes me hacen un mejor sacerdote. You make us a better diocese. Ustedes nos hacen una mejor diócesis. You make us a better church. Ustedes nos hacen una mejor iglesia. Presence in spiritual matter work in mysterious ways. And that is true especially when we are talking about deacon's ministry. I had to learn that working with you all. Because we know that spiritual presence is not about what we see. It is about what we are deeply connected to. La presencia espiritual no tiene que ver con lo que vemos, sino con lo que estamos conectados de manera profunda. In the book of Acts, the author Luke was clear in describing the deacon's ministry as a unique and transformative presence of the first 7 deacons in the early church. While the apostles were at prominent places preaching and teaching, the deacon's presence impacted the church in new ways. Silently and firmly, the 7 were at homes and small Christian communities, serving the immigrant Greek diaspora, feeding the lonely widows just at the margins of the Roman Empire and at the margins of the early church. A subtle, silent, and fierce presence, making a significant impact in the lives of the people of God. En el libro de los Hechos, Lucas presenta el ministerio diaconal como una presencia transformadora para la iglesia. Mientras los apóstoles predicaban y enseñaban en lugares visibles, los 7 primeros diáconos servían silenciosa y firmemente en los hogares y pequeñas comunidades cristianas, sirviendo a los inmigrantes griegos, alimentando a las viudas y los marginados. Ellos fueron una presencia sutil, silenciosa y valiente. And as we heard in the gospel reading today, Luke also describes Jesus' servant ministry and leadership. For who is the greatest? He asks his disciples. The greatest are those who own the silent and transformative power of making possible God's banquet for all. Great are you who choose to serving others as their vocation and passion. Y como en la lectura del Evangelio de hoy, Lucas describe el ministerio de servicio de Jesús. ¿Quién es el más importante?, pregunta Jesús. Los más importantes son quienes hacen posible el banquete de Dios para todos, quienes han escogido servir a otros como su vocación y pasión. But do not be fooled. Your presence as deacons goes beyond the visible actions you can do here or there when reading the gospel or serving the table. You are assigned for the church. You individually and together as deacons, you are a sign of the real possibilities of profound transformation the church is called to live. Ustedes como diáconos son el signo de las posibilidades reales de transformación profunda que la iglesia está llamada a vivir. Do not be afraid. Your presence is not about what you do, but about what we are deeply connected to. I cannot end my sermon without a word of gratitude to this group of 10 soon-to-be deacons in our diocese. No puedo terminar mi sermón sin una palabra de gratitud a este grupo que está por ser ordenado en nuestra diócesis. I had the privilege, together with Archdeacon Sue and others, to learn and be transformed by this, our first multicultural bilingual cohort in our diocesan deacon school. Junto al archidiácono Su y a otros, tuve el privilegio de aprender y ser transformado por este grupo, el primer grupo multicultural y bilingüe en nuestra escuela de diáconos. Jessica, Rosa, Sally, Martha, Alicia, Francisco, Tom, Melissa, Nancy, and Adela. What I learned from you and what I hope our diocese and our congregations will learn from you is this. Esto es lo que he aprendido de ustedes 10. That being in community is a holy place to be. Que vivir en comunidad es algo sagrado. That speaking in tongues is possible in the Episcopal Church. And that all the languages of our hearts are the languages of God. Que hablar en lenguas es posible en la iglesia episcopal y que todos los idiomas de nuestro corazón son los idiomas de Dios. Last, that vulnerability and doubt are a strength, not a weakness. Que la vulnerabilidad y la duda son una fortaleza y no una debilidad. Thank you. Gracias. May your presence among us be a reminder of God's love and mercy. Que su presencia entre nosotros sea un recordatorio del amor y la misericordia de Dios. Amén.